What's up? It's your boy Carcino here, and let's talk about it. Screen Fiend, we always want to give you the real. You guys, everybody knows me, knows I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Now, with that being said, does not mean that I'm delusional or crazy when I come to making certain statements. But the Star Wars franchise is one of the biggest franchises ever. You know, all the Avengers and the Marvel movies that come along, they're great, but it's a difference between what they do and what's a saga. If you look at Star Wars, you see story. Avengers is some good movies. They make a lot of noise, a lot of things, but normally the story is it's not as that intriguing. It's like all over the place. Too many characters to follow, and everyone has a certain narrative, and they just repeat the same process over and over, and some characters fall at the wayside. What made it interesting is the actors and how they were able to bring out their personality within the characters. Like what happened with Thor and Tony being Iron Man, he's the perfect person to play that role. Chris Evans being Captain America. It was such a difference in how he played that character and what he brought to the table. Now, Star Wars is different. This is theater. This is like exclusive. You're part of something huge and massive that goes back through my childhood. So I was there to watch the whole thing come up. I'm like one of the blessed people, and you feel blessed that you was in a position to witness and actually see something just materialize into what it is right now. And to me, that's exciting. I like to see things of that nature, like Star Wars reach this plateau. Like who would ever dream at the beginning that it would even come back after taking such a long hiatus? And that long hiatus was needed. People like, I didn't like the prequels. The prequels were great. They were great films. The second one might be the weakest of all of them, but they're all great. And this ninth film is going to bring all three chapters to an end. You had 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and now 7, 8, and 9. It's completed. And this will bring the Skywalker chapter, everything to a end. And now you can start anew with this universe that they have that's so vast and have lived on through books. But the Star Wars books wouldn't have such oomph if it wasn't for that gap that happened from 83 into 99. Imagine not having a Star Wars movie from 1983 into 99. When you go in that whole gap without having anything in between, what you've done is basically created a new avenue, a new structure, a new plan for ideas, who can think, and people in the years who've all gotten involved and come up with directions of where it could go. All that creativity took place from all those kids of the 80s. So when they were in their 90s and they're in their 20s and they grew up on this as part of their childhood, they're like, I got ideas. I have directions. People have written books. They have taken Star Wars as their baby and made it something. That's what the meaning and feeling of Star Wars is all about. It's a journey to the beginning. It's a journey that links you all the way through. And when you follow it all the way, it's a very immense story. Like if you see episode 1, that's basically the George Bush administration. And when they went to war with Iraq, this is basically George Bush is basically Palpatine. And you could relate the story to how it was going here. It's pretty much theater. Yeah, I mean, you look at the dark side, the way they followed orders, the way the structure was, it remind you of the Hitler Nazi administration. Then you come to 9 and you look around and you see how that's laid out, and you go, wow, okay, I get it now. They're going back to the beginning now. Like I said, I think Emperor Palpatine is a Force ghost. I think that's why they have him the way they have him here. His influence is massive. They got the space. They got his picture blown up, but he's not like full and solid like the rest of them. He's the influencer. And we'll see what happens when this plays out, but I think this will be pretty epic the way it ends. I don't think people will be disappointed, and I think it's going to kind of reflect the ending of episode 3, which was basically the beginning of the whole Star Wars theme after the Jedis were destroyed and everything was reconvened, the order was broken, and everybody started anew. The Emperor ran everything. There was no more hiding. There was no more Republic. Everything was wiped out. And they had a galactic empire. So, when these things are done and put in place, you start to see things a lot clearer. But and my phone's ringing. I gotta bounce. Take care.